Well, hello guys, welcome back. So yeah, I did do my one. I was doing so fucking good. I was doing so fucking good this year. They started to attack the right of gay people to be married. They want to overturn that. They want to take away the right of gay people to be married, which as a gay person fucking pisses me off. They want to take a woman's control over her body away from her, which fucking pisses me off. They want to do things like cutting food stamps, and they keep getting thwarted every time, but we know they'll get through eventually. They want to take everybody off of health control. I managed not to say a thing through all of that, and then they fucking touched gray wolves, and I'm like, okay, bitch, you want to fight? We're going. And I wish they weren't doing this. I wish sexual administration didn't seem to be against everything kind and good and decent in us as human beings. And I wish it didn't feel like we're going to all be sworn enemies at the end of this, because I don't want to be your enemy. If you don't like gay people, you shouldn't be on the channel. If you don't like women, you shouldn't be on the channel. If you don't like wolves, you really shouldn't be on the channel. It pissed me off because for 4 years, all this administration has done is try to roll back everything we have in this country to protect our wildlife, to protect our lands. We're not living in the 1600s. We don't have all this land and all these animals that this administration thinks we do. And if we just keep, you know, letting them into protected areas to hunt and to frack and to do all this other stuff, we might as well not have protected areas. They're protected for a reason because our forefathers and mothers knew that people were just greedy and rapacious, and whatever they see, they will take, and they won't stop going until the last bit of coal and the last bit of gold and the last bit of oil is gone. They won't stop killing until the last wolf is gone. They won't stop doing things until this whole fucking country is nothing but Walmarts and parking lots, and then they'll be crying that we all have this mysterious breathing issue. Yeah, Captain Dumbass, you took all the forest down. What did you think would happen? I usually try not to be political. I do. And I've been trying really, really hard not to be angry. I have. But that just pissed me off. That was, it wasn't just the wolves. It wasn't just the wolves. It was being against trans people, fighting against trans rights, fighting against gay rights, wanting to overturn gay marriage, wanting to make abortions illegal, wanting to do all these other horrible things to groups, wanting to take away food stamps, wanting to take away health care. I'm like, it's like if we made a disaster movie and we made it an administration of pure evil, this is what we would do. And don't get me started about painting the Democrats all as far left. There is no such thing as far left. And satanic baby eaters who harm children. This is just beyond fucking stupid this year. And I do try not to be political. I know I'm going to lose a bunch of you. But this is going to be the election of human decency. Do we believe that people have the right to choose love? Then we know how to vote. Do we believe we should protect our wildlands? Then we know how to vote. Do we believe women have the right to choose? Then we know how to vote. Do we believe women shouldn't be at home chained to the stove making babies? Then we know how to vote. I try to provide a bastion for you guys from politics. I really do, but as a woman, I'm insulted that it's clear to this administration my place is at home popping up out babies not being able to read or write because the man is going to work and doing all the man stuff. Fuck you. So look, he's like, I found the feminist. Yeah, damn right I'm a feminist. Why would I be against women? God damn it. And it really pissed me off. And I thought, it reminds me of the poem. I said nothing when they came for this group. I said nothing when they came for that group, and finally they came for me. I said nothing as a gay person when they started rolling back gay rights because I'm like, it's your right to vote however you want. I said nothing when they attacked women's right to choose because I'm like, it's a really sensitive issue. Let's not bring it up. And then they touched the wolves, and I'm like, you bitch. So, and the thing is, guys, I'm so hot topic hot button issue about wolves because for years I've been involved in stuff for animals, and I don't bring it onto the channel and tell you guys. I don't tell you every time I sign a petition. I don't tell you every time I donate to a cause. Uh, the thing is with wolves, it's not like, if there were healthy populations all over the US, I'd say sure, go ahead, have your fun. I don't understand it, but have your fun. And definitely protect your herds. You don't have to let them predate. I don't know what people think people that fight for wolves are all about, but we're not about, letting wolves run rampant. There are isolated populations here and there in the United States. They're not all over the United States. There are no wolves in the state. There have been no wolves in the state for about 3/4 of a century, I think. And probably more than that. And the problem is with these isolated little populations of wolves is you start to get dumb inbred wolves. They need to be able to disperse and breed with other wolves. What's happening, especially in the West, is wolves are dispersing and breeding with coyotes and making coy wolves. There are no more wolves in a lot of places in the West. There are just coy wolves. And those aren't real wolves, obviously. If you're counting them in the population, which I don't know if they are or not, they're not wolves. In fact, they were horrified. They tested a lot of these wolf-like looking creatures and they found out they're coyotes. They just, they look like the wolf ancestor that tends to come out in the looks, in the genetics, but they're coyotes. And that means those aren't wolves. We can't go and I'm not saying they're doing this, by the way. We can't count, say, 12,000 coy wolves, and there aren't 12,000, and say, well, we have 12,000 wolves. No, those are coy wolves. Those are distinct species. They mated with wolves. Wolves normally kill coyotes, but what happened is dispersing wolves met coyotes, and it was the breeding season, and they said close enough. And you got coy wolves. They will work together and live together. And to the wolves and to the coyotes, it doesn't matter. They don't care that they're now this different species. But as for conservation efforts, it really does matter. And again, I'm not saying that people should, be losing livestock or that with healthy populations you can't go hunt, though I think you're a coward because you can walk right into a wolf's den and kill all the wolves. They're the most timid, the most easily frightened animal. You would get more of a fight from a ram or, a bison or any other animal on the planet. Wolves will run the hell away from you. I'm well aware that my totem animal is the most timid, easily frightened animal on the planet. If a wolf is being aggressive, there's something highly wrong with that wolf. They're hardwired to be terrified of us. In fact, the main problem they're having in Yellowstone now is the people that love the wolves are getting a little too close and getting a little too close, and then they have to keep relocating the wolves. And every time they relocate the wolves, the humans find them, and we love them, and we want to get close, and then the wolves get habituated to humans, which is not a good idea, because then during breeding season, they're highly aggressive, and you don't want a highly aggressive, angry wolf nor near people, just like you have these bison attacking people, because these people think they can just go up and, they're hitting these animals and they're abusing these animals, and the bison ain't gonna take any of your shit. I will tell you that right now. And, they just have to toss their head and there go you. And, I don't feel sorry for those people. They're harassing an animal, they deserve what they get. And, it's just we fight so hard to protect wolves. We fight so hard to protect animals on the endangered species list, and I'm well aware people are still poaching them. I live in an area where these son of a bitches poach deer, and what they do is they're not going out and hunting without a license and feeding their family. For that, nobody would care. Everybody would look the other way. They go out and they shoot these deer and they just take the antlers. That's all the fuck they want. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that food could have, fed somebody for the winter. I could see, taking a deer and you can't afford the license. I get that. It's fucking hard for everybody right now. And, feeding your family. Everybody would look the other way. But you hear these shots at 2 or 3 in the morning and they're poaching these deer and they're cutting the antlers off. That's all they're doing. And then you see the whole deer down there, and we don't have predators. They've killed off all the cougars. They've killed off all the wolves. We have black bears, but there's not enough, even if they would eat the carcass, there's not enough of those. So the carcass just sits there and rots. Maybe there are a few coyotes left if they haven't shot all those too, but there's really not healthy predators in this area to go, scavenge a carcass. So it's super frustrating for me, and I try not to be political with you guys, but that's one thing about this voting season. It's definitely going to be a thing of where are your values at? And I can't tell you what values to have, but you have to vote by your values. It's definitely going to be a thing of, we're going to have to trust the person coming in that if they are going to do what they say they do. I really fell out of love with the Obama administration at one point because they had done things to harm wolves as well. So, it's like I don't think we can really trust either option so far as wolves are concerned, and yet I know with this option we have now what's going to happen to the wolves. I know what's going to happen to gay marriage. I know what's going to happen to women's reproductive rights. I already see what they're doing. I already see what they want to do with, taking away healthcare and taking away women's reproductive rights. So, I try not to be political. I really do. I know it's stressing us all out. And I don't want to be enemies with people because we have different political views. I really do not. But, it's definitely going to be an important thing. So Odin and I have been having a fight back and forth. You hear I'm like stuffed up. I have my allergies 24/7. I have problems breathing as it is, and coronavirus is surging right now in this area. And we already canceled out on Halloween. We're not going to the big sale. We're not going to the craft sale. We're not going to the book sale. All this stuff's going to be indoors. All this stuff's going to be crowded and swarming with people because there's nothing else to do except for sporting events, which are still going on. And it's a thing of I know how dangerous it would be for me to go vote, and we're having a fight. He tricked me into giving my word. He tricked me into giving my word yesterday earlier, and he seemed really nervous, so I think he knew what I would find out. So it's a thing where I'm angry and I'm tired and I really shouldn't go vote because of my compromised health and coronavirus soaring in this area, but we're having a fight about it because I said, he's trying to ask me to have faith in the gods, which we should. I know some people aren't going to be able to get out the vote, and we should have faith in the gods. But, I'm also angry too, and I said, well, I want to do something, so at least I got to make the video, at least I got to make a post on my Patreon, and I don't want to end up enemies at the end of this. American people are going to vote, and whatever the American people want, they're going to get. Unfortunately, it's actually, no, that's not how it works. The popular vote doesn't choose anything. It's the electoral college. That's why they fight so much and they spend so much money on getting your vote. If they win it in a certain spot, they get those seats in the electoral college, and you can win the popular vote and still lose the election. So yeah. So don't go by polls. Don't go by those polls you see on the nightly news. Don't go by popular vote. It's going to be electoral election, and it's going to be a fucking nightmare after this election because certain people aren't going to go quietly. It is going to be a nightmare. I'm not looking forward to it, man. I'm not looking forward to it. And if you think he's the best president ever, and you're a diehard Republican, and you think that gay people shouldn't have rights, well, one, you shouldn't be on this channel. But you do you. But I couldn't just let that slide, not with the wolves. I was like, as a gay person, we're highly sensitive to the fact that people think we're trying to push our lifestyle on them, and we're not. We just want to have the right to be married and have children and do what everyone else does. As a woman, I'm very well aware that that's a hot topic issue, but as a wolf person, I'm like, nope, fighting words. So, if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.